All right, welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. 40 years, that's how long they have been people have been turning to Games and Things for their home entertainment needs. Pool tables, table tennis tables, how about that? Home theater seating, poker tables, bar stools, they carry it all, not to mention the accessories that go with all that stuff. Check them out. Visit their showroom. It is like Knoxville's best man cave to go in there. You're going to walk in and not want to leave. Great place to visit and great people. Scott and Lisa Mellon do a tremendous job. That's how you get to be around for 40 years. Games and Things, ourgameroom.com. Okay. Vols are still hoping to win the transfer appeal for former Georgia offensive lineman Cade Mays. So we'll use that as our jumping off point for this segment. And I think we're going to have a better discussion than I anticipated. This is good. It appears that the NCAA is leaning toward, most people think they're going to go to this, a one-time free pass. Basically give everybody, when you sign a D1 scholarship, you have built into that one get out of campus free card, if you will, where you can transfer without sitting out a year. Now, the talk is that coaches will still have to agree to it if it comes as its last laid out. I think if you're going to do it, take it off the coaches, take them out of it. If you want out, you want out. Not everyone agrees at this point, though. So I'm going to start with, we're going to get to you in a second. Let's get with you two. In terms of former athletes, former players, Daniel, you're local, East Tennessee. Sterling, you're New Jersey. Mike, you're Idaho. You two down there.
Why do you say it like that?
I'm going to.
That's not what I meant.
I'm going to
Go.
You're from Idaho. But for you two guys, do you think that players should be given a one-time pass to leave if they feel they've made a mistake?
I'm going to take it a step further, and I'd think it should be unlimited. I think if you wanted to go to a different school every year, say your coach moved schools every year, I think you should be able to go with them or go where you want to go. You shouldn't have to stay somewhere. And UT honors a scholarship yearly, but you as a player have to honor it for 5 years. It's ridiculous. Every college has to renew it every year. And I think it's time that the players start demanding back some of their rights that they've given up to the NCAA and having someone negotiate for them, because the NCAA only exists because the players give them those rights. And they've been taken advantage of really since the inception of it. And it's time that they get it back and start prospering from it.
I think the back half of our show has just gotten infinitely more interesting. We're going to have fist fights. It's going to be good. Sterling, where are you on the free transfer?
I think they should have it. And they should absolutely give the kids one free transfer. I mean, everybody has the right, to get into a better situation. Coaches have it. They leave. And believe it or not, a lot of the athletes come to your universities. The reason why I came to University of Tennessee, because I was recruited by a coach who I believed in. Then he leaves. Then you might have a person coaching you who may not have ever recruited you. Because believe it or not, no matter if you're 5-star gold, if you're somebody who was all pro, not every coach liked you at high school, so then you got a different situation there. So, a lot of circumstances are presented to athletes on a daily basis off the game field that should have some leniency toward to make the situation better for them and pursue their careers.
Okay. I'm with the moderate. I'm with Sterling Hinton here. I agree to the one transfer. I think if you go to more transfers, even in the NFL, you sign a contract. You can't just leave every year. I think that would open up free agency. But okay, let them all go. One-time transfer. All right, Mr. Tough Guy.
So I agree with you. No, I don't.
No,
Actually, I don't. No, I just wanted
You're not moderate.
No. So here's the thing, right? Now, should every player get it? No, absolutely not. Are there situations where players have the right to transfer? Sure, absolutely. But signing up going, all right, I'm going to go here for a year and see what happens. I'm going to go here for a year, right? It perpetuates the ability for non-committal of our youth. I hate to say like an old guy, but here's the thing, right? I came from Idaho to Tennessee.
That's Idaho.
And my redshirt year, we started 0-6, finished 5-6, didn't go to bowl game. I was miserable, hated it. I was like, I want to transfer, right? But I I already burned a redshirt year. I'd have to sit out a year, get my way back in. I had maybe 3 years to play, right? And transferring, what do I do? Okay, so it made me honor a commitment that I had to do, that I had to stick it out, and it turned out okay for me. But in that moment, as a kid, when I was not happy, I could have jumped ship. If I'd have had that free pass, I'd have jumped ship. Would my story be what it is today? No, right? So I think it's life's not fair, right?
Yep.
Life sucks sometimes. Kids make some poor decisions, and I understand that, and maybe that's where they can have an opportunity to change. But because of that restriction that was upon me and my thought process, I had to say, no, I got to stick it out. And it turned out good for me. But that's the thing, is everybody's in the moment. A lot of these kids now, like, I'm not happy, I'm taking my ball and going somewhere else, right? I agree with the coaches, right? They can go wherever. That's part of the business. And you are part of a business, but you're there to honor that commitment. And I don't like everybody having a free pass. I'm okay with some people getting exceptions if there's set rules and guidelines, which the NCAA will never do. But if you want to transfer, here's the things that are required for you to transfer in black and white. But I'm not for it.
See, I like that. If you're going to do it, I like the idea if you meet these standards. I don't like coaches having any say in it.
Yeah.
I don't like, well, you can go for free if your current coach says you can go for free, because you're already seeing this. Jeremy Pruitt, every time a kid can't come in here, he always brings up, well, I always sign a letter requesting that these guys be made available wherever they go immediately. Okay, well, that suggests that Jim Harbaugh didn't do that for Aubrey Solomon this year. Last year, it suggests Kirby Smart didn't do it for Cade Mays this year. I would take that out of it. Coaches have no say. If a kid wants to go, a kid can go, if you meet certain criteria.
And that's the thing with the NCAA is it's all over the board. Some people get transferred, some don't. So they are so just, well, it's whatever whimsical thing they have to grant that kid. And that's how the NCAA operates.
The only thing I'd say is just, we know the NCAA, we know their history. Why would we even give them more rights to do different things to the players? And I'm all for honoring commitments. I loved my time at UT, and there's many a times I could have left. But at the same time, Kevin Revis, Alan Carson, Ja'Cory Schofield, and the list goes on. UT didn't honor their commitment to those kids. And where are those kids at these days?
That's true,
and that's
too.
the problem with it. And that's why I have a problem with the universities controlling everything, because how can you say that you know what's better for that kid's life? Aaron Douglas is dead today because of a decision Derek Dooley made. And so how can you say that you can make a decision better for a kid? The same kid that at 18 he can go fight in a war or he can do everything else. But, this school, you got to stay here. You can't leave.
I would say the Dooley decision contributed to that. I don't know if I can draw a complete A to B, but it certainly contributed. And that's just my take. You bring up a good point on the fact that it is a commitment on terms of the players. It should be a commitment on terms of the team as well, the school. It's a renewable scholarship. You're locked into us, but we can renew it on you. Now, if you don't have that, what's to keep a kid from coming in and just eating 25 pizzas a day and smoking cigarettes and never leaving his dorm and saying, hey, I signed the paper, I'm still on scholarship. So I understand why you have to have some incentive there, but it's interesting. I expected all three of you to go, yeah, one-time transfer is good. And instead we got, hell no, not enough, hell no, it's too much, and Sterling with the correct answer. The moderate
correct answer.
All right, very good. When we come back, let's keep it in sort of this zone. The NCAA has said fall athletes can come back next year. You get an extra year of eligibility. So if Jarrett Garantano wants to come back for year 6, and Brandon Kennedy wants to come back for year 7, it's great. If you're UT and you might be in a money crunch, the right thing to do is say, yeah, come on back. Can they? Should they if they don't have the money? We'll discuss that. Come on back on the Sports Source.